Yo, shoulders and triceps today. I got the resistance band out as per usual. Got to get the warm up in. Update on the diet. I started at 210, 210 or 211. I can't remember, one of the two, but I am in the 190s now. So I started probably late July, like I think the last week or two in July, I really started the diet. So now I'm down to 198.4. This morning, I am actually it's getting to the point where I'm noticing it in my belt. So I wore a belt today and I'm down a notch. So that's always nice to see, and just encouragement that the diet's working. You know, obviously you look at the scale and the numbers are going down, but there's a period there where you're just losing water weight. And a lot of times when you just lose that water weight, you won't lose the notch on the belt, or your pants won't go down or feel loose, I should say. So once you start hitting the actual tangible effects of a diet, and when it's being effective, it's just a nice feeling. It's encouragement, knowing that you're doing the right things, you're going down the right path. So those of you that have heard me talk about the diet before, my goal is to get 180, so I'm a third of the way there. I know the last part there, when I get to like 190, the high 180s, that's when things are gonna get pretty tough, because that's still probably realistically like, I don't know, 2 months out. So I found kind of my groove with the diet. Now that I'm back in school, teachers are back at school, I should say. We haven't officially started yet, but the teachers are back with in-service and stuff like that. I found my routine with my diet. I'll wake up, I'll do a protein shake, either a vanilla or a chocolate one. I'm pretty basic, but I can start my day off with good protein. And then once we go to lunch break or get our break in the day, I will have a whole can of, what are they called? It's chicken, but like the chunk chicken that's canned. I'll have one of those with some Frank's buffalo sauce, which is 0 calories. And I'll do just, I think one serving of ranch. I think it's 2 tablespoons if I remember right. So that's kind of been my lunch. And I'll usually pair that chicken up with cottage cheese. I'm really enjoying the low fat cottage cheese. Like, that's just a nice side, a quick little 14 grams of protein or 15, whatever it is, for only 90 calories. So gosh, with the chicken, with the cottage cheese, that's like almost 60 grams of protein for not a whole lot of calories. So once you find your groove, it's super important just to stick with it. And then I'll come home for supper, like after I work out here, I will do 8 ounces of lean ground beef, the 93% lean. I'll either do like a deconstructed cheeseburger, which is just the lean ground beef with like sugar-free ketchup, low-fat mayo, and some mustard. Obviously, mustard is 0 calories. And then a side of cottage cheese or some sort of fruit. And then here's the thing, with like a diet, when I'm dieting down quite a bit, my days are anywhere from 1,400 calories to around 1,700 calories. So I found fat-free Ready Whip. I have a sweet tooth. Fat-free Ready Whip is so good for, I don't know what you want to call it, like a little bit of a cheat in your diet, but it's really not, because it's only 5 calories for 2 tablespoons. You can really go to town on Ready Whip and like still lose a bunch of weight, be in a calorie deficit. Like, that is my secret weapon When I went home to visit my parents over the summer, they had Ready Whip in their refrigerator. I was just looking at it, and like I seen 5 calories, and I was like, there is no way it can taste this good and be only 5 calories for one serving. So obviously I'm doing more than one serving, but I'm dipping either strawberries in it, I'm dipping grape in it. Sometimes I'll put them on my rice cakes for just like when I'm getting a sweet tooth, you know, or I'll take a shot of it on like a tablespoon or something so I know exactly how much I'm getting. But if you're on a hard cut or a hard diet, look into Ready Whip if you have a sweet tooth. You know, if you struggle with diets just because you like ice cream, you like sweet stuff like I do, honestly try Ready Whip. When I was in high school and I was cutting a lot of weight for wrestling, I would, for whatever reason, we had Cool Whip one time, and I was like, the whole tub weighs like almost nothing, right? So the day before weigh-ins, like if I was weighing in on a Saturday, I could have a lot of Cool Whip because calories at that point, when you're super close to weigh-ins, mean nothing. It is strictly just weight. So if you're in a diet and you're not like cut for time on your diet, like boxing or wrestling, or maybe you're getting close to a show in bodybuilding, if you're not worried about the calories, Cool Whip, or if you're worried about calories and you're more long-term and you're worried about your calorie deficit, Ready Whip, fat-free Ready Whip, not the normal stuff. So find yourself like just little snacks, and that allows you to stick with it. Like rice cakes, I feel like most people know about rice cakes. I'll get the chocolate ones, and they're only 60 calories. So if you have calories to give and it's later in the night, like you're still in a good calorie deficit, you're tracking your calories, and it's around 7 p.m., you're like, man, I'm hungry, just 1 tablespoon of peanut butter on the chocolate rice cake. I like doing that. It's like not even 250 calories, or it might be right at that if you're doing the full serving of peanut butter. So little cheats like that. I know that was pretty long-winded, but just little things that have helped me in a diet. And honestly, I'm usually not super starving because like I said, I'm eating 2 quote unquote big meals a day for lunch and supper, but it's like super lean protein. It's chicken. Like find something that you like with chicken. I'm not big on rice, but sometimes I'll throw the rice in with that chicken in a bowl. And honestly, I'm not really like hungry a lot. My stomach's starting to shrink a bit, and it's just changing I'm gonna put my resistance band up real quick, but it's changing how you view food. Just looking at it like food is fuel. That's what I keep telling myself whenever I want to just pig out or have a cheat day, which I still get cravings to have a cheat day. Don't get me wrong, but I found fruits I like. I found my lean proteins and making dishes the way I want it. So it may take you a couple weeks to get in the groove of what you like, but if you're like me, if you find what you like, you can just keep doing it day after day after day after day, and you never get tired of it. So like I said, chest and triceps today. I'm probably gonna film more of my tricep stuff. I've already shown several times the laying side raises, where you're laying down and you're coming up through a big negative. So I'm gonna do more tricep stuff today. And then I don't know if I've shown much of my tricep stuff, but anyways, I don't want to ramble. We will get into shoulders and triceps. That was shoulders and triceps. We've seen it a couple times, but each time I go through a workout, I try to spotlight one or two different lifts or different body parts. Like I've been hitting my shoulders a lot on these videos. I know early on I was talking about how to grow the width of your delts and how to get like that cap, like the cap or whatever. You can't, the lighting in here is terrible, so I wish I could get that shadow, but like the cap right here, I was talking about how like sitting side raises, how the Arnold style dumbbell, that's a long phrase to put it, but the laying Arnold style dumbbell side raises gets you in a negative and all that good stuff. But I don't, like in terms of my split and what actual lifts I do, I try not to change it up a whole lot. There's a whole lot of different philosophies on it. As long as you're using progressive overload in your lifts, whether you're adding sets, whether you're adding reps, whether you're using percentages like the Nebraska bigger, faster, stronger like athletes use, progressive overload is what is going to get you gains. So with the athletes that I train, we're on a monthly cycle, meaning we keep our core lifts all the time, but in terms of like our auxiliary lifts, I'll change those up once a month or every cycle. With me and my personal training, I'm disciplined enough. When I say personal training, I just mean obviously me personally and how I train, but I don't change up much. I'm disciplined enough to use progressive overload as long as I'm getting stronger, as long as I'm getting more definition. I'm on the right path, and I don't change things up very often unless I see a lagging body part, which for me, I've talked about it before, but my calves, I have tiny calves, but they're defined, so I have to put more intention behind my calves. The weight I use, I'm constantly having to push the weight. I'm constantly having to check what my progressive overload is with my calves. And the same could be said about the width of my delts. Like when I'm wearing a shirt, just normal walking around with people, I'll get compliments on like my broad shoulders, but like in terms of bodybuilding or comparing the definition to other people that lift, workout or train bodybuilding, they're not as big. So my shoulders are some of my lagging. My traps lag quite a bit. So when I do notice that, and when I'm checking physique and stuff like that, that's usually when I decide to change stuff up. Or, for the longest time I was doing hex bar shrugs for my traps, just because I struggle with AC joint pain at times. But I gave that about 3 months time to see if I could grow my traps with the hex bar shrugs. They just weren't growing how I wanted them to grow. They weren't coming up on my neck like I want them to kind of balance out my physique so I don't look like I have big arms and then a tiny little, tiny trap muscle. So I switched it up after about 3 months back to traditional barbell shrugs, and I'm getting some good trap activation on that. So another tangent to end the video, but I do enjoy just trying to drop little nuggets for people that they can take into their training, whatever age you are. But if you are around my age or if you're older, I don't necessarily suggest changing up your lifts all the time. Just if you're new to this, a general rule of thumb is give yourself a month to 2 months really committing to a certain lift to see if you can notice a change. You're not going to notice it after 2 times doing the lift. It takes a month, month and a half, 2 months even. And then after that, if you don't see progress, then switch it up. Try something else. So Sammy hasn't been in these videos for a hot second, but she's still here. She runs around. Usually when I'm playing music off my JBL speaker, which you guys obviously don't see, it's in the background over there, but she doesn't like being around when I'm playing my music. But days when it's a little bit more tame and I'm not playing music, she's down here. She usually brings her ball or her little monkey she has, and she expects to play catch when I'm lifting. So I promise you, she is in the background when, you're not seeing her and stuff. So she likes being down here. But yeah, tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. When I'm recording this, it's Thursday. So Saturday, for sure, you'll get a longer video on quads. And then tomorrow, Friday, it's cardio. So who knows, if I feel like going on a talk, if I have something to talk about, I'll upload something. But I don't know, the channel's still small enough to, I don't have a good feel for what people really like watching, whether it's the long form type of videos like this, or short form, or more lifting, more cardio, more just sitting down talking like this. I kind of just have to find what people like. So tomorrow cardio, like I said, and then school for us starts up, I think next week, Wednesday or something like that. But teachers, we're already full go at it. Show up at 7:38. Don't leave till 3:34. So as you're watching this, I'm already in the swing of things and have been getting the weight room ready to go and all that good stuff. So yeah, that is all I got for you, shoulders and triceps today. And it was a good one. I'll see you all in the next one.